shower and drink strong coffee till my hands shake. Stretch out naked on the hardwood floor, thinking, could it be that practicing not caring works after all? Could it be that life pays off? Could it be that my ex was wrong? 'Cause I've got time, and I've got my hands misforted, and this foul mouth of mine, but I'm done fucking around, and I'm through feeling sorry for this town. 'Cause everything's ahead of us now. Who is this that I'm writing? What's the world look like from over there? Where I come from, we begin by shouting, throwing rocks and eggs, killing bugs and punching air. We had it all the time, and we had the bright, younger sunshine. But now my days are full of shade, and I'm so broke my head hurts. But I am all removed from that if rent gets paid. But I don't think I'll make it, 'cause everything's overheard. But we have time, and I got my hands clasped over this foul mouth of mine, and I'm done fucking around, and I'm through feeling sorry for this town. 'Cause everything's ahead of us now. Suffering is worth it if it's earned. And she laughs and says, and I don't blame her, how postmodern. It makes no more sense to me than anything else. 'Cause I've seen better and I've seen worse, and I'll see better and I will see worse in due time. Wait a minute from this head of mine, but I'm done waiting, and I'm done asking around, and I'm through not knowing what you sound. 'Cause everything is ahead of us now.
Thank you very much. I guess just quickly, if you're interested in a resurrection of, or what appears to be a resurrection of political consciousness in the bellies and souls of the aggrieved, you might want to just head down to Wall Street and talk to people down there, because if you're pissed off, they will fucking listen to you, and people are trying to figure out solutions. And I couldn't recommend going down there more and just seeing it for yourself. Thanks. I'm Joe Yoga.
But now,
Please welcome the man we're all here to see, your host, Brother John Murdoch!
Everybody give it up for Joe Yoga. And yes, I almost forgot to introduce him. You know, we always get there in the end. We resurrect ourselves. Resurrection, my brothers and sisters. This is a theme that is near and dear to my heart. My shirt has been resurrected from a consignment store. My pants have gone back from the seamstress, still with a hole in his pants, but like Jesus with holes in his hands, they push on. My brothers and sisters, I have resurrected myself more than most, so I am excited to talk about this. Now there was a man who hung out with prostitutes, a lot of them. He hung out with performance artists, a lot of them. Loved his sinners, loved them. He was a pacifist. He was a long-haired pacifist, and he wasn't touching you nor Master Lee, my brothers and sisters. He was someone else. He was special. He said, "Turn the other cheek. I will die for your sins as a virgin with holes in my hand because my dad's a little fucked up, but I'm just going to go along with it because I am a pacifist." And this man spawned a legacy of people who scream, "I hate fags," and are now trying to bomb Iraq. Can I get a hallelujah? Now, Jesus may have failed, per se, you know, but we the chicken said he had some good ideas. We can go with some of this because I kind of like the ideas of Jesus. I just don't really like his followers so much. You know? They scare the shit out of me. You know? Now, my brothers and sisters, there's another resurrection going on there. And it's on Wall Street, my brothers and sisters. Now, I have heard a lot of naysayers go back and forth on this. I ran into a young comic, and she said, "They're doing it all wrong. I've worked on protest, and they're organizing it horribly." And I got so fucking annoyed. I'm like, "Well, have you gone?" She's like, "No." And then I said, "Well, and then how do you know?" I haven't gone, and I am ashamed of myself, which is nothing new. I'm always ashamed of myself, but I'm ashamed about this, because I have a heart. You know? Okay. You know, that shouldn't have been a surprise laugh for me. But yeah, it was, my brothers and sisters. Thank you for knowing me better than I know myself, for being more honest about me than myself, and that's something, religion ties in that some way, I'm pretty damn sure. Or maybe not. Now, I wanted to go. I did. Wednesday, it was Tuesday, I was set to go, but then I was trapped by myself. My landlord showed up, and he has certain ideas about when things are supposed to be done, money that he's, owed, like these Wall Street fuckers. And there I was. The night before, I had a meal, my friends, and it was the kind of meal you have when you don't have enough money to pay rent. And it was week-old Concord grapes. It was the dehydrated hash browns with water, because I'm not that broke, my brothers and sisters. And some very old grated cheese. Oh. Which means that I had, I'm going to say this, the roaring shits. But I could not leave my room because then the landlord would know that I was there. And I was supposed to be at the protests. And so that is why I missed it, because I sat there squeezing my ass cheeks like America after Wall Street. Parallel, amazing. Thank you. And I said to myself, something's wrong here. I should blame Wall Street because I did have a check. Believe it or not, I had earned money. But they said your W-9 was all wrong and that you didn't hand it in on time. And so I was in deep, deep trouble. But I am going to resurrect my spirit of community service and altruism, where I will deliver a large balloon bag of dicks to Wall Street because I feel we owe them. Can I get a cluck-a-loo? Now, my brothers and sisters, we are watching a reawakening going through this country. Now we can do it like Jesus did it, which is like, sounds really nice, pacifist, awesome, and then go and kill millions willy-nilly. Or we can take this and consider it perhaps our last chance. People died on Normandy Beach. People died at Selma. A lot of people have died that we have this last chance. Things are changing, my brothers and sisters. So while we have this time, you can be snarky, or you can put your ass on the line and you can go down there. And at the very least, support it. I'm throwing that out there because things are freaking shitty out there. When a dirty balloon man has a more viable business plan than our country, we are in deep, deep trouble. Can I get a clap? Amen, my brothers and sisters. It is good to be back among you degenerates. I did miss you, as did my leather pants. Sorry, chicken. We won't talk. Well, my brothers and sisters, we're just going to move right along because we have just ninja after ninja, and it is my exquisite pleasure to bring up a man who will be seen this Sunday at the Roast of Jesus Christ. Everybody gets nailed. Bowery Poetry Club. Yes, yes. Sorry, Jesus. This man is an amazing comic, and he is a longtime chickener. Everybody give it up for Heritage Janian.
Thank you, everybody. This is a subject that's very near and dear to my heart, the resurrection. Actually, I apologize for that sound. That is my dog. I thought I could be cool enough to be one of the people who gets to bring their dogs to a show, but as it turns out, my dog is very awkward in public, just like I am, and therefore cannot remain quiet. I really thought he'd pee or shit, but he's just a noisemaker, poor little guy. It's not his fault. I brought an infant to a comedy show. I thought it would be okay because he was a dog. And I'm learning a lot. A lot about just, I don't know. I guess I'm becoming a dog person. But I'll delve into that another time. But this is it's very apropos that we do talk about resurrection. This is kind of a weird week for me, and I promise I'll try to make this funny. But my grandfather passed away less than a week ago, and it's okay, you can laugh even though there wasn't a joke there, but that's all right. I saw some stickers for a second. No, it's all right. You know, it's a very weird thing, like death. I even as a kid it always bothered me, but just first of all, you know, he was 89, and it's hard to, you can't exactly hop on top of the casket and shout, "Why, God, why?" He had so much left to give. You know, 89's a good run. It's a pretty good run. Any one of us would probably take that deal. It's just, it's still sad and very, and it's very hard when you watch somebody die very slowly. He did have cancer, and nothing hilarious about that. Maybe. I'll see if I can do it. Not right now. But it's very interesting because I've had people in my life who passed very suddenly, and watching someone pass slowly is a very different experience. And I wanted to be there for his last moments, and I actually had the chance to. And it's very hard. You know, the last words are very important, and he knew it was his last words too. You know, he could. Nobody told us that he was going, but he knew, and he held my hand, and he wanted to say something to me, and he just said, you know, whatever you do in life, please make sure that you watch Whitney, 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central on NBC after The Office. That fucking show has been advertised everywhere. The amount of fucking advertising for that show is despicable. It's just, how much fucking advertising can you do for one fucking product that clearly nobody wants to see? I never understood why they grab a piece of shit and just push for it. I don't know why they picked that out of all the pieces of shit that they pick. Great things you want to see, never advertised. You always hear about them in hindsight. Oh, what, Tom Hanks and Philip Seymour Hoffman are doing a biography about the entire band Led Zeppelin, just the two of them playing. When is this? Oh, it's gone? It's already gone? It was in 2 theaters? I didn't... No, yes, I did hear about Kevin James playing Abraham Lincoln as a time traveler. Yeah, no, I've seen that everywhere. No, my grandfather did not die. I attempted to do a swerve that didn't really work that well. It ate up a lot of time. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of time of that bit was devoted. I wish I could resurrect my career at this point and not do that bit. But he will be dead at some point. He's old. It's okay. I love him very much. I do want to. Resurrections do make me think about America because it's America does need a resurrection. We're not. It's hard times for America. Let's be honest. Not exactly been our best moments. You know. America's kind of like Madonna. We were very big in the 80s and the 90s. But what have we done lately? You know, it's not been a good decade or so for America, and it's hard to defend America. I can't, I'm not the guy to defend America. I don't know if as an American, if you run into somebody from another country, it automatically becomes your job. And it's hard. I knew America was in its decline. This was the tipping point that I realized, the public tipping point, was when Newsweek released an article listing the top 25 countries in the world, and America came in number 11, which is really sad because number 9 was the island from Lost. So that should let you know how badly we did in that particular 11. Just Rhythm Nation was ahead of us. I didn't know that qualified as a country. You know, the amazing part though was the response to that. The response to, well, it's hard to take. I understand. A lot of people began "fuck Newsweek" campaigns, basically, you know, writing angry letters and emails to Newsweek, and I just like that's the American spirit of like, we didn't finish first. But we're not going to try to fix that. We're just going to yell at the judges like it's American Idol as we're being escorted out. You don't know shit, Newsweek. Fuck you. You don't know anything. We're going to be the greatest country in the world somewhere else. Screw you. You don't know nothing. I'm telling you. We didn't. That's the attitude of like, it's okay that we're not number one. Nobody can be number one forever. That's when you rebuild. You know, you rebuild. You take stock, but. Americans don't like that. We don't like being criticized. We don't like fixing the things that are wrong. We just don't want to be criticized. And our way of dealing with any criticism is to attack people. Like when we were going to, we wanted to go to war in Iraq, and the United Nations said no, and France in particular said they wouldn't help. So our response was the "Fuck France" campaign that we started, which I love that idea of a very logical argument on their part of why we shouldn't do things, and our response was to call them fags and change the name to French fries. Which would be the equivalent of if France came up to you and said, "I think that your button is missing on your shirt," and you went, "Fuck you, fag!" Like that's the response. Like, no, but you still have a button missing. Like, brush your teeth, England. But how do we fix it? It's in dire straits. It's a hard thing. It feels like the system is so messed up that, and I feel bad about this. Anytime I see somebody with money, I wonder what awful thing they did to get that money. Because that seems to be the only way you can make a living now, is to cheat people. To make a nice, successful living. It's like when I see somebody with a car, like, oh, that's a nice car, man. Oh yeah, well, I started a little company that repossesses wheelchairs from the elderly, and this was the only car I could find to drown out the demons in my head. That's a loud motor. All leather interior. You want to get inside? You want to? Because it's all corrupt. Because I think it stems from. It all stems from greed and money, to a certain extent. Not to a certain extent, to the full extent. It's greed and money. It's just how far down it goes. Our politicians don't give a shit about us because they're supposed to represent us, but they're not us. The reason they don't move and do anything is because they don't have to. They don't have to worry about unemployment. They all have jobs. You know? They don't have to worry about minimum wage. Their minimum wage is $150,000. Okay, they don't have to worry about health insurance. They have the best health insurance in the world. They don't have to worry about job security because they have job security anywhere from 2 to 6 years depending on their term limits. And they cannot be fired from their job for 2 to 6. The only way you can get fired from that job is if you use the N-word or text a picture of your penis to somebody. And I will say, I mean, you know, that's still hard to not do. I myself have done both of those things, sometimes at the same moment. So I'm not saying it's easy, but it's pretty nice, you know, to be able to know that that's all you don't have to worry about. So they don't give a shit about us. They really don't, you know, because they don't represent us anymore. They get nothing done. You know, it took months to write the Constitution. Months to get it done. And they didn't have town cars, private jets. You know, they got it done. The #1 form of transportation was stagecoach. Okay, the #2 form, the Negro. That is how old and how long ago. And they got it done. They got it done because it was just a sense of, first of all, pride, but there were no other interests. This was not their fucking job, by the way. This was like a side gig for them, was being the founding fathers. This was almost a fucking pain in the ass for them, and they just wanted to get it done for the betterment of people. And I'm not going to say everything was better. Sure, yeah, every time there was a lull in the action, Jefferson would pipe up and go, "Hey, let's get this moving. I got slaves to fuck." Okay, it wasn't perfect, but they got shit done. And, you know, I don't know how to fix it. I really don't, because I'm an American. I don't have any solutions, just angry problems that need fixing. But, you know, I don't want to say that violence is the answer, because I'm a very peaceful guy, but I don't know, sometimes violence can be. It can't work, because I feel like if, in other countries, when they do have that type of violence and street justice, things are different. Like if you took those people who were responsible for that housing crisis, and just you know, one day they go to work, "Hey, what happened to Jeff?" "Oh, well, a couple people he ripped off found out where he lived, and they beat him to death in the middle of the street." "Oh, is that true? I gotta go make some phone calls. I gotta go take care of some stuff." A lot of ranting in this set, I'm not going to lie, not so many polished jokes. I'm still in my anger phase, which is not the best phase to finish your comedy, but it's a good place to start. And I don't want to take up any more time with more political nonsense, but God bless America, USA all the way, born in the USA, free bird. Good night, everybody.
Everybody, keep this band a hallelujah! My brothers and sisters. You know, Harry, when you want to feel better about yourself and you want to find, you know, the good part of politics, watch the teabagger debates. It is amazing. I can't stress this enough. What an amazing collection of cartoon villains squaring off and like just basically trying to prove who is more ignorant. The debate over HPV, did anyone catch that? Oh, God. I was amazed. You had Michelle Bachmann giving shit to Perry, Governor Perry, for like one of the 3 intelligent things he's done in his entire life, which is vaccinating people for HPV because there are men like me in this world. And he recognizes that there are men like me, therefore you should vaccinate women against HPV. But he was being treated like a bad thing. Michelle Bachmann even finished, like, 'cause he apologized, which is a silly thing to do for doing something smart, but, you know, Republican debate. And so she came out and she said, what are you going to say to the 5,000 women who were vaccinated against their will? And I'm waiting to say, you stupid bitch, they can't get HPV. That's the answer. I gave them a gift. They're immune. But no, he just looked at me and he's like, I said I'm sorry, you know? Like, I dream of taking the teabagger debates, and instead of just having them argue with each other, I want them to argue randomly selected Dr. Seuss quotes. You know, except tell them that these Dr. Seuss quotes came from Barack Obama, so they will just automatically go after him, and you'll have a room of like, I am not Sam, and I will eat green eggs and ham because I'm an American. I have dreams. Speaking of being an American, one of us has gone and proved that he is American in the finest sense of the word. You may be following his political and his civil exploits. He has been cuffed, and not in the name of kinky sexual acts, but in the name of truth, justice, and also great publicity. May I give it up for John Savoy, everybody!
How you doing, guys?
Woo-hoo.
Okay, too. Good. You ever look back and think your life zigged when it was supposed to zag? Anybody? I had an interesting experience this weekend. My girlfriend and I were trying to think of an interesting way to spend our 1-year anniversary. And thought we'd go for a nice little walk with 698 of our closest friends. And yeah, we wound up spending that in separate precincts. But here's the thing, like, you know, before that happened, I was on the fence. You know, a lot of people aren't really sure what's going on, what these people think, what they believe. But the NYPD was nice enough to put me into an 8-hour brainstorming session with about 116 pissed off activists. So, figured some shit out. It's been interesting. You know, it's like I was sitting in there in a cell with fucking Republicans, Democrats, fucking Tea Partiers, fucking, like, you know, anarchists, communists, all in the same place, all coming together on the principle that we're the 99% who are being fucked by the 1% of this country who owns everything, who owns the means of production, who owns the fucking government. I mean, like, if you have parents who are working into their 70s because they can't afford to retire, you are part of the 99%. If you've got Sally Mae's arm so far up your fucking ass that she's tickling your eyeballs, you're part of the fucking 99%. Like, it's, you know, it's the first time I've ever been in the wrong place at the right time. It's fucking amazing. Like, finally getting arrested for a just cause instead of just cause. You know, everyone's afraid. I talk to people that want to go down there. They're saying, you know, I'm afraid I want to get arrested, blah, blah, blah. We got an army of fucking lawyers, man. We got every lawyer in the country. We're filing a fucking restraining order and an injunction against the NYPD right now to A, have our fucking case thrown out of court, B, get it so they can never fucking touch us again. We got every fucking lawyer. We got every fucking union. There's no stopping us at this point. They fucking, people are afraid to get arrested. I'm like, dude, Nelson Mandela did what, 25, 30 years? I was in for 8 fucking hours, man. It was a cakewalk. Easiest goddamn. It was central booking, man. I already knew the fucking sandwich menu. I was... Take the peanut butter for a snack and the cheese sandwich for a pillow. I know the fucking drill. Shit, man. Been up for 5 days straight, so I'm gonna cheat. I don't know, any of you guys make it out to the march yesterday?
Yeah.
It was fucking amazing. We came around the corner, we saw 30,000 union members, fucking teachers, teamsters, fucking nurses, auto workers, communications, fucking transit. It was the most inspirational thing to be surrounded by that many people with health insurance. Like, another fucking world is possible. That's all. It's just amazing, man. Like, just to see all those people together. Like, I think the only way that we could be fucked.